Welcome to Drums at Andertons, and today we've got pop powerhouse Julian Chambers.
Wow, thank you for that. Powerhouse. I want to hold that.
You're not a light touch, are you?
No. If we go for the last few festivals, not at all. Although I can. Just let people know I can. You know, twinkle fingers every now and then.
So we're going to talk today about what it's actually like being a modern pop drummer.
Yeah.
Which you kind of do once or twice, don't you?
Yeah. It's enjoyable. I can't lie. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's always been a dream to be able to play drums and so forth and work in the industry. And I guess I'm kind of living the dream right now, which is nice. How long have I been now? Is it 15 years? I think I'm 15 years in. That's scary to think that 15 years in.
We were trying to add up how long everyone's known each other, and we were literally like, oh my God, it's been way too long.
Yeah.
But that's it. The part of being a modern musician is the friends you make along the way.
Oh, definitely, no doubt, sure. My good friend has got me here, which is great.
So we're playing Natal today. So this is similar sizes to your normal rig, but you've got a Babinga, haven't you? An older kit.
Yes, right, yeah.
So
and similar sizes depending on what I'm playing or who I'm playing for, kind of thing. That could be the main setup, or it can get a lot taller sometimes as well. Like when I talked to do recently, did I have 12 showers on stage? Yeah, it's like 12 showers.
And what do you call it? The spaceship?
A little bit of spaceship, yeah.
That's your rig?
That's my rig. It's fun times.
That's part of being a touring musician. When you're doing, I don't know, smaller gigs or one-off festivals and things like that, these are very different to having your rig, having a tech.
Definitely.
Being in tune with the click and the lighting show. It's a much bigger... You're a smaller cog in a much bigger show, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. I try and approach the show and with as a musical person as well. I think drums are very musical, and it's interesting because guys sometimes like, "What are you doing that big massive drum kit?" We're like, "Okay, guys, but you've got 1,000 sounds in your one instrument. We don't have that.
Yeah,
we've got sonics. We've got to work with them. And if I need 3 snares, if I need 6 toms as opposed to 1, it might call for that. I'm not gonna hit them all one time, although I like to do so. But it's all part and parcel, and it's like drums.
But that's part of, obviously you've worked with some huge artists, but having a back catalogue. Yeah. So you need, as you said, the colours, different snare drums to pull in for different albums or a live album or a gospel album. Do you know what I mean? It's a different take on one person, one artist has a big back catalogue. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I've been some guys I worked for, like lately, Beverley Knight. Her back catalogue's quite vast, and she'll go from within the one set, even festival set, we'll go from rock to her early R&B stuff. Then her ballads can be one way or another. Colours and tones definitely help regarding that. I think the first big tour when I was with Lemar, same kind of situation. My rig built around that, and there's a few albums. I think I've had messages on social media like, "Why have you got so much stuff? Why is your kit so big?" Okay, guys, let me try to explain to you. It does feel sometimes self-indulgent, but then when you realise what it is and appreciate what's being put out there for an engineer, you're paying, like I say, you're adding colours to a big picture, and it comes across, or it should translate when you hear the sound back. An album has so many different colours to it. Sometimes has different drummers to it, but you got to try and emulate all that as well. So I try and use that approach when I'm playing.
got a pop artist, they might have used 3 tracks for one drummer in one studio.
Yeah.
It might not even be in the same country. And then another drummer has sent the tracks off. So
definitely,
it can be a real collage that you've got to copy.
Sure, definitely. And sometimes it's hard to use. I mean, you'll see after myself, whatever drummers, they're using like electronics as well, the hybrid kit. And because sometimes there's always so much you can do. I can't bring 20 shells onto a stage. So you'll need to bring some samples in and so forth. And we do it often too. I didn't do it today, but often my snares, kick drum, sometimes toms will be triggered as well. And you have backup sounds, not backup sounds, but additional sounds to fatten the sound up or use a different kind of sound scope as well. And in pop particularly, I think that's quite influential nowadays. Sonics and sounds play a huge part, and it's good to be on top of that regarding playing, so yeah.
But with regards to, you're with multiple artists now, and that's the reality of being a working drummer. You've got different rigs, haven't you? So you'll take out, not necessarily an A, B and C of the same kit.
Right.
Yours are literally different rigs for different artists, aren't they? Yeah.
I've got, I think, 2 lockups right now. I've got 2 separate kits in there. Another one at home that I have just as a fly rig when I'm ready to run around and so forth. And yeah, again, sizes, what I use between cymbal sizes or shells. The shell itself, whether I've got one of these lovely walnut ones at home, or the hammered brass and so forth, depending what sound I want. Tuning's a thing, but sometimes the actual tone of the drum and the shell plays a big part as well. I'm trying to learn also from the engineer. They have a huge part to play. I can tune the drum where I am, and it might sound amazing, but translation to what the engineer's getting is something else.
It's also venue size. So a couple of weeks ago, you're doing Hyde Park. Lots gets lost.
Oh.
That's a challenge in itself.
I learned a lot. And it was my first outdoor or big festival like that. But again, you meet new people along the way, and everyone has a different way of doing things. And it's also interesting, I think it's good to learn and appreciate how they work. You can't always be, this is how I do things and I'm sticking to it. No, it's a bit of give and take sometimes. And I try and appreciate what the engineer wants to receive and wanted to give him. And then likewise, they also appreciate what I'm doing, my sound. Okay, let's let that sing and so forth. And a lot of give and take.
Yeah, and with the artist as well, you've got like multiple people pulling you multiple directions. That's part of it as well, isn't it?
I like to try. Let's try a bit of a star. Working for my main artist at the moment, who I do quite a lot with is Beverley Knight. She's a very influential character regarding her music. She knows what she wants to hear. She can hear every instrument in the room and know what should be there, what should be played, how it should sound. She'll let you know, which is great.
Is she quite a feisty boss to have?
She's actually not even faced with it. She's just be very direct. Initially, you're like, oh wow, okay, but she just knows what it is, and she's just very direct. And it's really cool, and you can take her word that she's not being difficult about it. She just knows how it should sound.
That's her vision.
That's her vision.
Yeah.
Can we fall in line? yes, we can. Yes, we can. Also doing stuff with Emma Bunton at the moment. Again, she's been in the game for a while. She knows what she likes to hear. Worked with various engineers and so forth, or various producers. So she's learned a lot along the way. Riley Ritchie, I work with a lot often. He's also produced some of his own stuff. I created this part. I know what it should sound like. Yes, sir. I will follow you. just understanding and appreciating the journey for them also. You're trying to help emulate their journey. You don't want to call someone in to change what they've created. They just want to bring it to life some more for a live setting. Literally taking what's on CD, let's go live. It's not changing it, it's just bringing it to life. So what can you do to help that process? And sometimes just your energy alone will do that. You haven't got to do anything outlandish. You haven't got to throw loads of things in and so forth. Just bring your energy to the table and that'd be fine. I've tried to use my playing, and especially like the drums wise, the tones of the drums to allow me to do that. So I might not be particularly flashy in anything. I try not to be.
There definitely is some flashy play.
But just my approach and sonics again, and how I use those just to bring out a part of the song, or maybe a lyric or something, or a keyboard part or something. Oh, that sounds cool, it's interesting, let's jump on that. Or how that sparkle a little bit. Or not. Another thing as well I've learnt. Some things you can hear them and leave them alone.
When not to play.
Yeah. I think it's about to take a bit of a while, especially in pop as well, to learn that. I like music, and I hear all of it, and that sounds great. Let's follow you. No. Stay there.
Rein it in.
Yeah. Stay there. You're fine. I'll do that. You stay here. And admittedly, it took me a while to kind of just grasp that, because sometimes you play stuff but you don't hear it back. They can hear you. You're there outside the picture. They can look at you, but when you're in it, sometimes you don't understand it. I don't do enough of it, but I think recording yourself sometimes and listening back to it, it definitely helps you playing. You understand the picture. You understand the whole scape of it, and that's definitely helped me a lot as well along the way.
But that's also a big part of being in a pop band, is the harmony with the other players. You're all paid session musicians to be there to support the artist.
Sure.
But you've all got to get on and you've all got to work. They're all your colleagues, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's part of it as well.
Sure.
And if you're on a bus on tour and things like that, that's all part of it, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. You're on stage for what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? The rest of the day, apart from you sleeping, they're all your friends. Yeah. That's your family. We try and keep friends. Keep us friends. Nah, everyone's really cool. I've been really lucky to work with some great people, artists and musicians as well along the way, and that's all part of the whole journey too. Understanding your position, not just on stage, off stage too. That's a big thing. I think playing can be like 20% of your job. Timekeeping is in being on time. I suppose it was timekeeping as well, but being on time, having your communication stuff in order, so many different elements make up the musician and so forth, whether it's a touring musician or say a functioning musician and so forth. I mean, we all have a part to play and so forth, away from the instrument itself. And I guess I'm doing all right with it. I'm still working, I'm still here, which would be great for me. Apart from my, if I say living the dream, was just to be able to play music full time and have a family and play music full time.
Yeah, so having a work family is one thing. Obviously, you've got a big personal family as well.
Yeah,
so that's tough,
right.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot. A few days later, my youngest daughter would be like, "Are you going to work again? Can you stay at home?" Not if you want that little toy that you're playing. No, I need to go to work. But I've got a great family. They all appreciate what I do. They've seen what I do, and they get it. Some of them are quite musical themselves, or just like to bash around on things.
Well, your wife sings as well, doesn't she?
My wife sings as well, which is great.
She gets it too.
Yeah, she appreciates us a lot, and I also appreciate her. So when she goes on tour, I'll be at home, a man in the fort, and then we get to switch and so forth. Only a few times we've kind of been at the same time. We're like, who's around? Resources, but again, we've had a good network around us as well. That's helped us, and so that's been really good. And I'm enjoying that journey too. It's fun. It's hard, but it's doable.
And that's changed your sort of outlook on drums, hasn't it?
Yeah, I did something with a orchestra recently, and actually I just went to the theatre recently. I just did last week, and getting to appreciate the pit guys who do a lot of West End shows and so forth as well. Because sometimes you see the glitz and glamour, so you see the person on TV or you see the person in the festival and so forth. But there's guys who are doing this all day in a theatre or in a small room somewhere, kind of thing. They're also living their dream. They're playing music in and there. And for me, I've had to cultivate a scenario where I do some stuff local stuff or stuff in town. That helps me just go to work. I can get to go home, which is cool.
Or do the school run like today.
Do the school run, which is great. Yeah, I can do that. I'll probably do that shortly. And that's just in terms of how, again, my big picture. Because sometimes going away for weeks or months on end doesn't always work out in terms of supporting the family. They can appreciate what I do, but they still want me to be at home every now and then. So cultivating that scenario and getting that balance has been, actually, if I'm going to be honest, it's not been too bad for me. I'm quite fortunate and quite blessed that it's worked out well for me. And again, having the right support network, my missus understanding it, my kids understanding it, has worked well for me. And yeah, quite doing all right with it. It's been quite cool. Yeah.
Well, I hope you like that. This is just a little outlook of what an actual musician is. It isn't the Instagram, just look at me, I'm on tour and here's another venue and here's my office seat. This is the reality of being a father while playing drums and things like that. So I hope you like Julian's playing, which was killer. We played these lovely Natal kits, which you can check the links below.
They are lovely.
We would put your Instagram link in, but it's been closed. So.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. If I saw that in time, but yeah.
We'll put the links in, it's fine.
Thank you.
So hope you like that, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me, appreciate you.